This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, and Dylan C. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Tremaine Christopher, Jolene Sedai, and Michael Williams to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, truly appreciate it and couldn't do this without you. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 2 of Knife of Dreams.
Yeah, Chapter 2 is The Dark One's Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super frustrating chapter.
Ghosts.
Oh, man. And ghosts, but, frustrating because of the way I first perceived it, and then it's all ripped away from me. Because just Baeon, right? It seems like she's going on a super secret assassin spy mission.
It kind of seems like that.
But then it just doesn't turn out that way at all.
Yeah, see, I wasn't as convinced that she was about to go on an assassin mission.
No, for sure. And I bite hard on things like that, where I remember being so frustrated because it's like, oh my goodness, is Baeon seriously going to go
no.
I
feel like I'm jaded at this point. I just don't believe that anything exciting is going to happen.
No, I get that.
My favorite, though, is Elida's reaction to finding out about the ferrets in the tower. But we'll get there.
There's so many frustrating things. Yeah.
That was funny. I like that.
Yeah, no, it's a young, hopeful me thinking the best of things. But anyways.
And here I am, old and jaded.
So let's start off with a fun fact and we'll get into it.
Okay.
So finally, I get to talk about harbor chains, because we get a little bit of an update on how the harbor chain situation went. And I've been trying to explain, what they are, how they function, why they're important for a while now, I feel. So I figured I'd just do a little bit of research and summarize it all for you.
I bet some people will enjoy this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so first off, the names for the different names for harbor chains. It can be called a boom, a chain, a boom defense, a harbor chain, a river chain, a chain boom, or a boom chain.
I like boom chain.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
Yeah, okay. No, we don't have time for that, no.
You don't want songs?
Well, no, not if we're going to do this fun fact and talk about this chapter. Okay, so a boom chain or chain boom is an obstacle strung across a navigable stretch of water to control or block navigation, and historically used militarily with the goal of denying access to the enemy ships. And also, it could be used for forcing passing vessels to pay a toll. So there was, they were used a lot across rivers. And there's tons of historical instances of it, so there's not a one-off that this is in reference to. They were used all the time. But the end of the chain could typically be attached to a chain tower or a boom tower, so then you could raise or lower the chain, so you could also selectively allow people through, like your own guys, for, stuff like we see in the harbor.
Right.
Like goods and services and all that good stuff. So booms and chains could be broken if there was a sufficiently heavy ship that could crash through it. And that happened on a lot of occasions too, especially during sieges, and harbors would typically be protected against that. And that plays really well into the Tervail siege, because if you make them into Quendiar, they're literally an unbreakable chain that nobody can get through.
Right.
So, and we find out a little bit about how that went, and it actually went pretty good.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
For the rebels, you mean, yeah.
For the rebels, yeah. But also, now it doesn't matter, so whatever, because it's a frustrating chapter.
I think it kind of matters still.
We'll see. We'll see. The whole thing, traveling, just like everybody has it now.
Oh, I know, but the goods and services.
Yeah.
We're not.
Things are slowed down a little bit, but, I mean.
Wasn't that how Elaine is getting goods into Camelin, is traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, they can't properly siege Camelin, because she's got traveling, so even if we did shut down the harbors now.
Except, okay, she hasn't now.
Yeah.
But she didn't previously.
She didn't, but yeah, I know. It's just.
And you're relying on Elida being smart.
We're relying on a few things, for sure.
And I don't know if we're using newfound traveling for smart things right now.
Maybe. I'm just saying, it's out there. It's out there. Okay. So we do have things to talk about.
Okay. So chapter 2 is called The Dark One's Touch, and the chapter symbol is the flame of Tervail. we're going to enter in a Baeonin perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the last time we were here, Swan was rushing through the rebel camp looking for specific people to tell about Egwene's capture, and a lot of people think that she's straight up dead.
Yeah.
Now, Swan knows different because of Tel'aran'rhiod, and, interesting point to note, Baeonin had put herself to bed and was not made aware immediately of that situation.
Yeah.
So when she's waking up in this perspective, I still don't know if she knows Egwene's alive.
Yeah.
Right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah, because she, went to sleep early.
Right.
But
well, not early. I think she went to sleep because everybody was up really late.
Yeah, but now we know why she was, going to bed. She had to get a good night rest.
Oh, yeah, she's got a mission.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I know much about Baeonin other than the fact that she's a Grey and one of the original Salidar 6.
Yeah, that's pretty much the summary there. She was, in on it, on all that stuff, so...
there hints to look back on, would you say?
I mean,
is this, maybe like a Knife of Dreams, we just decided that one of the Salidar 6 is...
Yeah. So, okay, so here's the thing. It's technically, and the way some of the things are described from Baeonin's perspectives... Maybe there were hints, but really not. I'm gonna go with the very, very not.
Because I was
not very many, yeah.
I don't know. And then I was like, what was her stance on negotiations? Or did she have because she's a Grey, so she's probably negotiate.
Yeah, and literally from Baeonin's perspective, when she's explaining what she did, there's so little that she did. Yeah, she didn't do anything really.
Okay.
So we can talk about that when she's breaking down for Elida.
Yeah.
Why she did a good job. And Elida's you did a terrible job.
You're bad at this.
Because she's a Grey, and all Greys just suck at the jobs that they have.
That's true. All Aes Sedai mostly, actually.
Everybody does, yeah.
Everybody sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Baeonin waking up bright and early, except not bright. It's just early.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think the sun's even up yet. But she's in the morning, she's going about her morning routine, and she is just so full of good habits because she's amazing and so smart and good at forming good habits.
She's so up her butt. Okay, it's so funny because I have to point it out. She remembers when she gets brought the breakfast by the servant, she remembers the servant's name and she uses his name to ask him to leave it on the table. And then she thinks, yes, most Aes Sedai forget to use the small courtesies to those beneath them. It's
fuck you. Yeah.
Shut up, Baeonin. Go eat your weevil bread.
Right.
It's just she's still so rude.
Yeah. Now, she does go on and on and on a lot about herself here. And one thing I did pick up on is that she's one of the women who love brushing their hair 100 strokes.
Okay.
So that's something we've heard lots of times, and not just in this series, but that's a actual thing from old-timey times.
For sure.
So I wanted to look it up.
Okay.
I was like, why?
Okay, yeah.
Why is this a myth? Why is this a saying? Why is this a thing that people did?
It's something that your mom did and your grandma did and her mom did.
You gotta brush your hair 100 strokes before bed.
That's how you keep it healthy. I just assume that's kind of...
So I looked it up.
Awesome, okay. Is this a secondary fun fact?
Yeah. Well, this isn't that fun.
I bet it is. Okay, go. Tell me.
So back in the ye olde times...
Sure.
Women didn't get to wash their hair very often. And so brushing your hair at least 100 times, or a lot of times, would naturally distribute the oils as to not let it build up on your scalp.
Okay.
So if you brushed your hair 100 times per day, this helped distribute those natural oils on your scalp throughout the length of the hair, keeping it nice and shiny, because they also didn't have product.
Yeah.
They didn't have,
my Head and Shoulders and stuff. Yeah.
Well, even not just shampoo, but the hairspray and curl creams and mousse and all the things that women use kind of nowadays.
You think there'd be a weave for this,
You'd think. There probably absolutely is. But then it's also the habit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But anyways, that's that.
I like
now, this site that I read this on, said that doing this nowadays, like if you wanted to wash your hair less,
Mhm.
and you're like, I'll just brush my hair lots, it'll distribute the oils. No, it won't work.
Oh.
Because back then, not only did they not wash their hair often, but they didn't have any product at all contributing to the natural oil buildup. So you would have to not use product, and you would have to not wash your hair often.
Yeah.
Over a really long time.
Seems bad. Bad idea.
To actually get this to be your styling method, and even then your hair would probably still look pretty greasy.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
That's that.
So don't do it.
Don't. Yeah. Oh, I mean, like, or do. I don't care.
Do, like,
I don't care what you
hair,
do. Yeah.
I will not be partaking in this.
Right. Okay, so now there is an interesting point about how she blames Rand for everything.
Oh, yeah, she does. And she has to, like, sit on the sidelines.
She hates him so much.
Yeah, well, and she's not a part of it, because she usually wants to be in there, I guess, in her own mind.
Yep.
That she should be a part of, like, you know, the in crowd, but she's not. She's stuck here. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I guess so.
Yeah, she has to watch from the sidelines.
Yeah. Well, she's the most fantastic negotiator, probably, so.
Oh, yeah. Her favorite thing we get later is bringing murderers to justice.
Yeah.
So that's great.
It's like those cold case files. She
Kinda
watches
like
a lot of, like, the murder mystery stuff.
Oh, she for sure would be into true crime podcasts.
Yeah.
Yes. Now...
She would have a true crime podcast.
Oh, you're right. She would have one. That's an interesting theory. What kinds of podcasts would all these characters have?
Okay, no time.
Okay, bonus episode. Write it down.
Podcast ideas for Aes Sedai. Okay.
Okay. Now, it's time to leave the tent, and her warder, Tervail...
Yeah, he comes up a lot, so we might as well,
name him.
Might as well name him. Talk about him this chapter.
Okay. He's here. And Baeon is going to think about how there were 2 murders in the camp and everyone's super on edge. And this is even more recap from before.
Yeah, but we get backstory. That's kind of like the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's
here.
what I mean.
Well, it's
or
not
is
recap.
It more than recap?
This is new.
Ooh.
We don't know the backstory between Tervail and Baeon really at all.
Oh, between the 2 of them. I thought it was backstory on the murders.
No. Just like these 2 people. So apparently Tervail was little more than a boy when Baeon found him.
Oh, all of that stuff. Yeah,
he was like the finest swordsman at
Nope,
Tervail.
Nobody cares. Moving on.
He's loyal. He doesn't ask unnecessary questions. He saved her life at least 20 times.
Ugh, well, he's your warder. Like, of course, that's literally his job.
But you know, he's a pretty good warder.
Yeah. Do you want to hear about all of the jewelry that she's bringing and everybody in her life that's super important?
Yeah.
Because I sure don't.
I mean, it's the important stuff that's been passed down for generations.
Really, what this is telling us is that she's going on a journey and doesn't intend to come back.
Yes, that is the point of this. And there's like this is kind of the start for me when I started being hopeful about Baeon going on this like little secret mission, because she thinks about her family teaching her like, hey, you can better yourself if you wait for the right opportunity and then seize the moment. And then
she's like, oh, I seized the moment when Elida deposed Swan.
Yeah.
But matters haven't gone the way she thought since she left then.
Yeah, so like now she has different plans and she's going to act on them. So this is like the start of, okay, what's Baeon up to? She's doing something sneaky here. Mm-hmm. Like, what is she doing? Mm-hmm. But then we can proceed.
Now, as she's going to wait outside her tent for her warder to come back with the horses, she is going to look around at all of the bustling novices all around.
Yeah.
And she has some contradictory thoughts.
Yep.
Because she certainly hates change.
Yes, she does.
There's no need for it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, this is pretty great because we probably haven't done the tower a very good service.
Yeah.
Limiting the amount of women who can come here to learn how to channel.
Yeah, it is really funny because she does think like, oh, this is fantastic and what have we missed in the past?
But also, I hate this. And it's not going to last.
And we have to get rid of some of these like radical ideas like the novice families. Even though Baeon, it like completely decreases the runaway instances, like almost like 100%. There's barely any runaways anymore.
And that lady over there has gray hair. She's a grandmother.
Yeah, but then she's also like, oh, but it's good that we're letting people in because now there's so many more. She's really
nuts.
A little bit. Change is hard, you know?
Yeah, okay. So Baeon spots the 5 Aes Sedai who are doing negotiations with the tower, and they're heading off for the day, going to do negotiations, but this is the morning after Egwene was captured.
Yeah, yeah.
And so she wonders how the negotiations are going to go today.
Yeah, and she does think, like, oh, that's not going to probably last very much longer now, all the things considering. Which is maybe true. Like, we don't really know how this is going to proceed.
Right. Okay. So now 2 sisters are going to come up and bother her, even though she has her hood up.
Yeah, we've heard both their names before, but there's basically nothing to tell. So we've got Ashmanila.
Okay.
And Phaedrine.
Phaedrine. See, you took it away from me. I was going to try to pronounce that one.
No, you're nailing it. It's good. Okay. So it's a gray and a brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, they annoy her because they broke the rule that when you have your hood up...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like having headphones
the headphones in.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't talk to me when I got headphones in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But...
They're going to have a bit of a conversation about the consequences of last night, and Baeon says, alive and captive is better than being beheaded, I suppose, but not a great deal better.
Yeah.
And then this is when we get, finally, that she does know that Egwene is alive, and Morven told her, and whatever.
So she's got up to speed. And again, this is another one of those little hints where I'm like, okay, Baeon doing a sneaky plan, because she thinks she never considered altering her plans, because facts must be faced, Egwene's a prisoner, and that's that.
Right.
And like in this entire chapter from her perspective, she's like, things gotta get done, I gotta do it, I gotta make it happen, doesn't matter.
See, I thought she was leaving specifically because Egwene isn't here now.
Yeah.
So she can leave. She can sneak away now.
And I'm thinking it's like, oh, like she's captive. We got to make a move against Elida right now. Screw all this waiting around. Like,
she's going to go
I'm going to go assassinate her, or I'm going to go, like, kidnap Elida.
Or break out Egwene.
Yeah. Like, that's what my imagination did for me.
I thought maybe she was going in for the rescue attempt.
Yeah, like even that would be great, because then the disguise thing and the illusion, and she's like, we're doing something dangerous, but it's like, you're really not doing anything dangerous.
No.
Because you're like, ugh.
Well, it's a little dangerous because she totally failed her mission, and Elida is really angry with her.
Yeah, she's in danger of being, like, in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, a little bit, but this was Elida's entire mission for her in the first place, and yeah, she sucked at it, but, like, she's not... I can't imagine she's actually in danger.
Okay, so let's say she's Baeon not in disguise, walking through the tower, and somebody spots her, but they know that she's part of the rebel Aes Sedai camp. That could be not good for her.
Yeah, but like worst case scenario, again, it's like you're brought before Elida, and then Elida's like, oh, hey, you're back.
Yeah, but it could be dangerous. Like, what if you're not before Elida?
Yeah, I
know. What if some, like, angry Aes Sedai just, like... takes matters into her own hands.
I get what you're saying. I'm
just trying really hard.
I know.
No, I'm on your side completely.
I had such high hopes for Baeon.
I don't know why. I never actually did.
I know, but just like in the scene. Because it's so cryptic for so long. And even when we get to Elida's perspective, it's still so cryptic.
Okay, so let's get there, though.
Okay, yeah, right. So the 2 sisters have to talk to Baeon because Baeon is the murder mystery. Like, she's the best at it, at solving murders. Yeah. And they have been trying to figure out these 2 murders, and they don't know anything.
They're like, how are these connected? And she's like, idiots, they're both Blue Aja.
Obviously.
And what connects the Blue Aja and a man who can channel? Moraine
and the Dragon Reborn.
Because 2 + 2 for sure equals 5.
Right.
Didn't you know?
Nailed it. And
sort of.
It's so funny because their reactions were like,
I guess.
Okay, but like, really?
And Rand. Moraine and Rand. Plus, the one who died, Chiron, also had contact with Rand at one point.
Yeah, Chiron was part of the Saladar embassy to Rand, so like technically she may have had contact in a Saladar embassy kind of way.
Sure.
But the dots that Baeon's connecting here are like, how did you go from these 2 murders?
Was she one of the ones who was sent back from Caemlyn? Like, how did she get back to Saladar?
they like split up and then she had to return or whatever. There's a whole...
Yeah.
There's like a big separation, but like, just picking out Karen as the link to Rand and then Moraine is...
They're like, you think Rand killed him?
Actually, I should do this justice. How do you feel about this thought process?
I just told you.
Do you think that this is accurate?
Well, I just told you.
I know, like, I'm kind of ripping on it here too, but...
No, she's making like 2 + 2 = 5. Like, there's no... this doesn't even make any sense.
That the 2 could be connected somehow to Moraine and then Rand?
No, it's stupid.
Okay.
It's so dumb. It's such a stretch.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm just saying connection because Ashaman.
Yeah.
Because Ashaman,
Because they also bring up, like, okay, so are you saying that, like, literally Rand al'Thor is the killer? And she's like, no, I'm not saying he's the killer.
But Ashaman might be.
Mm-hmm.
You heard of them, right? Some of the guys here.
Yeah.
like Ashaman, who knows?
Yeah, and then they do bring up, like, the two sisters also say, okay, so why would an Ashaman come here on two separate occasions to kill, like, one sister each time?
Because it's, like, a week apart.
Yeah, and they're clearly, like, very specifically, like, murdering these people. So why? It's not just, like, two random murders.
Uh-huh.
It's a very weird thing, so... Yeah, it just seems like Baeon is, like, super wrong.
Yep.
And then they're kind of calling her out for it, so she's like, I have to go now.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
You better just think about it some more, because I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Bye.
My horse is here. I have to go now. But yeah, in amongst this conversation too, there is an interesting point that they mention here, that some of the workmen are, like, liking the idea of the Black Tower.
Right.
And some of them want to join it. And then the two sisters mention, like, hey, if we think one of these workers is, like, a wilder who is doing the murdering of these sisters through a grudge or, like, why ever they might be doing it, an Ashaman would be able to find said wilder. So there's almost like this hint that they want to, like, get an Ashaman into camp here to scout out the workmen to see if there are any channelers hiding here.
Right.
So there's just, like, a tiny little thing. But Baeon thinks, oh yeah, like, that's not going to happen with the connection with the Black Tower.
Right.
So.
Okay. So now we're going to go on this whole ride through the camp to the traveling grounds that have been set up here, and we get so much description of this. We have to stand in line, but there's a tent set up for privacy because it's not courteous to ask an Aes Sedai where she's going.
Or try to look because it's snooping.
Snoop meddling in someone's business.
Yeah.
Right? Not allowed. And then so finally, it's her turn, so they make a gateway, and this is a little bit of an interesting tidbit, because she does have some admiration for Egwene.
Yeah, well, yeah. In, like, a discovery kind of way.
Yeah, she's like, this gateway is Egwene's greatest discovery, and then thinks about some of Egwene's other great discoveries.
Yeah.
So...
Like, that is kind of cool.
Yeah, and at one point, I don't know where, but she thinks she's happy with Elida's decision not to execute her because she's an asset for the tower. Yeah,
and it is actually kind of funny, too, because that is the thought process that Elida thinks in her own head in the next perspective.
Oh, is that where I got that?
No,
oh,
they
no,
both think
here
it.
Too? Okay.
Yeah, so Baeon thinks, like, oh, it was good because she is an asset and, like, we can learn more stuff. Maybe she can keep making discoveries or whatever. And then Elida thinks part of the reason why I'm not punishing her is because she made all these great discoveries.
Right. Now, somebody should say that most of these discoveries were actually a Forsaken.
Which is also,
captured.
A good thing, so.
Yeah, except she's gone now. She's let go.
Yeah.
They should have just, like, murdered her. Remember that? Remember when they had a Forsaken captured for, like, months?
Right, yeah,
and
totally.
And they didn't do anything with her?
Well, they were learning stuff.
They did, actually, yeah.
They learned a lot of stuff.
That was pretty
Egwene
good.
forgot to use all the things that she learned.
Oh, yeah, she's dummy.
Which led to her capture. But,
dummy.
it's fine.
Straight up dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
Dumb as a doorknob, sometimes.
You have the knowledge, but how do you put it into practice and use it?
Yeah, functionally. That's the word we use.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Baeon. She makes the gateway.
Right.
And then she is going to the grove of trees that she knows very well, but her warder does not know so well at all. He doesn't recognize, so he, like, darts through. So again, this is like the sneaky thing, and you're like, okay, Gear Grove, awesome, let's go infiltrate the tower.
Yeah, because we're going to the White Tower.
We're going to the White Tower.
And even he's like, you're planning something dangerous, I think.
Yeah.
And then she starts to say, no more dangerous then. But then what? Then what do we see?
Ghost! That's so good.
An old lady Aes Sedai, long dead.
Yes.
Just walking through the grove and then disappears mid-step.
Whoa!
And then she thinks to herself, the Dark One is touching the world.
Right, okay.
That's kind of interesting. I'm here for it. I like it. Give me more ghosts.
You want more ghosts now? Okay.
Well, okay. Let's wait till we get Elida's perspective on ghosts, because it's actually kind of scary now, and it's actually, things are happening, and I'm like, okay, good, well, at least it matters,
Yeah, like,
this is what I asked for. This is what I asked for.
Well, I feel like you were wanting the ghost to, like, do something, like,
no.
make the ghost attack someone.
No!
Like, you want to see
yeah, I did say Ghost Army.
Yeah.
But what I really mean is, I want the ghosts to matter to the story.
Okay.
Because I kind of feel like right now, like, Darkhounds, as an example, don't matter to the story.
Sure.
Same with, like, Drakkar. Like, they're just sort of there.
Yeah, they were
and
cool
then you
for a
never
while.
really think about them again, and it's annoying. It's dumb. Like,
yeah.
Be relevant to the story.
Yeah.
Now, I really didn't want the ghost to just, like, kind of be there freaking people out and not be relevant to the story. And I like that, okay, we have some relevance.
Mm-hmm.
Which we can talk about when we get to Elida and she thinks about the ghosts.
Yes, okay, let's talk about it there then.
Okay. Now, anyway, the part I really want to talk about is how her warder has no idea what she's planning.
Yep.
And when they get to the White Tower, he thinks that she's going to go in and try to assassinate Elida.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can do it for you.
It's fantastic because this is a part where she like tells him part of the plan, but then she clearly doesn't reveal everything and does the illusion thing over herself.
Right.
And that's why he's thinking like, okay, so you're literally assassin style. And that's also why I bit hard on it.
Well, I just don't understand. So, like, spoiler for the next perspective.
Yeah.
But Baeon is like a spy.
Yeah, she's a tower loyalist.
Right. And
Yeah,
she
and
went in
always
to
has been.
infiltrate
Yeah.
the rebels.
A reverse
How
ferret situation.
does her warder not know that?
He doesn't ask questions. That's what happens. Okay, so with Aes Sedai that we get to see.
Aes Sedai, Black Aja, need dark friend
No,
warders.
no, we've literally seen Black Aja who have non-dark
Not
friend
really.
warders.
I don't think we've seen
And one
that.
of them is chasing her down across the country to try to murder her. Like, we literally saw that happen.
Oh, yeah. But see, that's a bad situation.
But communication between Warder and Aes Sedai, like, we got spoiled between Moiraine and Lan because they communicate a whole heck of a lot. But that's not how it is for a lot of Aes Sedai. It's literally you're a bodyguard and you do as I say when I say it and you don't ask questions. And in the backstory that we got for Tervail, it's literally like this guy doesn't ask questions. He doesn't really get invested in what are we doing, why are we doing it. He just does what she asks him to do.
Yeah, see, that's the part I was like, how could he just have zero idea? But yeah, he's like, okay, we're going to go in and kill Elida. And at this point, I was like slightly hopeful that that's her plan. I never thought she would be successful, even if that was her plan.
Yeah.
I just don't know why I was feeling.
Well, she's not like a super important character. You can't have like a non-important character take down Elida, right?
But maybe.
Maybe.
Sure,
but
like, why not?
I understand that,
absolutely.
But like...
At this point, nothing is off limits for me. Okay. Like a named character that we got like one other time might do something crazy, and we're like, oh,
she's not important until she's important.
Until she's important.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just didn't get the feeling that she would actually ever be successful.
Well, you were right.
Even if this was her plan, which it's not.
Yeah, it's not her plan.
It's not her plan.
Yeah, but he does the cool like, oh, let me get her. So he does like the little blade spin thing. Yeah. But nope,
That's gonna be a no.
Go get a room at the inn and wait until I come or I send for you.
Right.
So that's basically how she leaves him with this whole matter.
Yeah, because she says, you've always trusted me before to do what's best. Do you still trust me? And he's like, okay, I guess so.
Guess I gotta.
Yeah. And so he leaves and then she leaves.
Yeah, and that's when she thinks like the dead are walking. But all that matters is that I reach Elida.
Right. Now...
And oh, I know.
Okay, so we skipped over it a little bit, but she does an illusion on herself to make herself look different.
Slightly different. It's like
she's bad at it.
She looks like herself.
She makes herself not look ageless. And then like lightens her hair or something.
So she still kind of looks like Baeon, but just like not quite.
Not an Aes Sedai version.
Yeah, which makes sense for how Elida...
And then she also inverts her weave so that people can't tell that she can channel.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's all pretty well thought out.
Right. And now, are those specific to the Rebel Aes Sedai camp, those weaves? Those types of things? Like, they learned it, but the ones in the tower probably don't?
Definitely not. Yeah, that is like a straight up like Forsaken thing that we learned from, I think, Moghedien. And then they knew and they taught the other sisters.
Right.
And that's back when I was still shouting like, don't teach anyone your secrets.
Right, yeah. I know.
I don't know. I still feel like I want to be saying that.
Well, that's what Elida says here.
Yeah.
So.
But so that used to be secret knowledge and now that's all going to change.
Which is fine.
I guess so.
No, I'm for sharing some knowledge here.
Not with the enemy.
Whatever. I mean, okay, no, not with the enemy.
Oh, no, okay. Do you want Elida to be taken down? It's like you don't even care if she gets taken down.
You know, I'm just here for the ride.
You're kind of like with the whole, does Elaine need to be queen? Does Egwene need to be Amberlane?
See, I do think Egwene would be good, and I think that that's kind of like her purpose. She has a whole thing.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Okay.
Elaine's a different story.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Okay, so that's the end of this perspective. And let's take a quick break, and then we're going to jump into the one
Elida.
after. Yeah, Elida. Okay, so we're back, and we're going to talk about Elida.
Yeah, I love this perspective.
Interesting.
It's got lots of funny little tidbits here, so.
Okay. Well, Elida is sitting behind her table very calmly with a smooth face, listening to a man in front of her rant on and on and on and on in an Illian accent.
Yeah, it's a really funny thing that he's saying, too. Because we've had so many hints over the past so many books about what this guy's up to.
Is it the King of Illian?
Yeah, so it's Matt and Stepaneos.
Wasn't my prediction that Samael killed him?
I think so, yeah.
So that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's great.
There's been so many things that have been said.
Yeah, that's from book 7 or something?
Oh, yeah, it goes pretty far back, but the funny thing, so he's saying... Yeah, I'm going to do the translated version,
sure,
not the Aliener accent.
While you do that, I'm just writing in my notebook about my wrong prediction. So you go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell everybody else. I'm not going to listen.
I'll say some funny little callbacks here. So he says, I was kept bound and gagged for most of the voyage.
Right.
Confined day and night in a very small cabin. I demand the captain of that ship is punished, and I demand an apology from you in the White Tower. The Amerlin seat does not have the right to kidnap kings anymore.
Right.
So... He is the King of Illian, who's been missing / presumed dead for a long time, before Crown of Swords. And also in Path of Daggers, chapter 16, we got a couple of rumors about what had happened to Matt and Stepaneos. So apparently someone in Illian said that he had proof that Rand killed Matt and Stepaneos with his own hands and destroyed the body with the power. But then also another rumor was that a laborer at the docks claimed that she'd seen the former king carried, bound, and gagged and rolled in a rug aboard a ship that had sailed in the night with the blessings of the captain of the port watch.
Right.
So he was straight up smuggled out.
Yeah. See, I thought he was smuggled out and then murdered by Samael.
Yeah.
Or, that happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So not the White Tower kidnaps kings. And it's not the first time, it's not the last time that they kidnap people. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure I said in Lord of Chaos when Rand got kidnapped.
They're so good at kidnapping people. They do it all the time.
This is out of their playbook. The Aes Sedai know how to kidnap people. They do it. It's so funny.
So dumb.
And when it was Egwene who was hearing those rumors, and she thinks that the first story of Rand killing him was way more likely than the second story of him being smuggled out in a carpet onto a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also heard a whole bunch of rumors back when Samael was taking control that he went missing, or he was presumed that Samael killed him. But yeah, so not dead.
Yeah, no,
and he's
I
here.
thought Samael killed him for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can be wrong sometimes. That's fine.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
That's okay.
That's pretty funny.
So he's here. He's not happy.
Yeah, but Elida could not care less.
Yeah.
She hates this so much.
Yeah. Yeah, because he has the audacity to speak to her like this.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
Right.
I saved you, basically.
Because Rand would have for sure just murdered you.
Oh, yeah. Because
Rand would have killed you if you were there. So, and he's like, yeah, and I would have dealt with it.
Yeah.
I'm not thanking you for rolling me up in a carpet and stealing me in the night. No, thank you.
Yeah, he doesn't exactly agree with her, I guess, justification for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a funny, little side plot here that... So back in Lord of Chaos 2, when Elaine and the Saladar sisters were, searching the White Tower for documents in Tel'aran'rhiod and trying to figure out, what's going on, they got a report from... They read a report that was from Danelle, which was one of the Browns who was, helped depose Swan originally. But one of her reports said that Matt and Stepaneos accepted some sort of, agreement wholeheartely. But Roadran was still playing every side, and Alejandra and Tylan wanted more time to consider their answers. And we know that, Roadran and Alejandra and Tylan were all the people, in the middle of the country who were sort of, pivoting.
Who's Roadran?
King Roadran of, Mirandi. He's, the, not exactly.
Wishy-washy king.
Yeah, the wishy-washy guy in charge. I don't know if you want to call him that, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had those three, playing all sides, but apparently... Matt and Stepaneos accepted an agreement with the White Tower of some sort. But we don't know much about that, but it's just a funny little take.
Okay. But now Elida is basically going to tell him that they're going to help him reclaim Illian.
Yeah.
And get Rand out of there. And he's just going to be like, how?
Yeah.
There's Asherman and Aiel everywhere.
He's not supposed to know
Elida's
that.
like, oh, how does he know so much information?
Yeah, he's supposed to like be kept under lock and key here. Nobody's supposed to be telling him information.
Yeah, and she's like, don't even worry. It's just gonna take planning and time. We're Aes Sedai, we're super smart, so just whatever.
Yeah.
Relax.
I wanna steal this and use it. So next time someone's like, hey, do you have a game plan for this project?
Yes.
Be like, yep. It's gonna take a lot of time and a lot of planning though.
Yeah.
And then just leave it at that.
Just that's it.
I offer nothing else besides it'll take time and planning.
It's not your freaking business. How about that? It's not your business how I'm gonna do that.
It's going now.
Yeah, go away. I'm busy. I'm so busy today.
Yeah. And it is funny because Rand is obviously the king of Illian, but that was also, kind of sort of the first like nation that he really took.
Yeah, you know what's really funny though? How Elida's like, he took your laurel crown and he renamed it.
Right.
The Crown of Swords. That's what he's calling it now, by the way.
Did you even know that?
Are you angry?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, relax. No one cares.
I'm going to take it and rename it back.
Yeah, like
it's like whatever you
can
call it is
the
what
crown
it is.
Whatever you want to call it, like whatever. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now it's going to be time for Tarna to come in once Matt and Stepaneos is gone.
Yeah, he gets dismissed.
Yeah. We get a reminder that she's the new keeper, but Elida's super pissed off. You want to know why she's so angry? Do you remember?
She's not wearing enough red in the keeper stole or something?
No. The stole is too narrow.
Right.
It's no wider than a ribbon.
It should be bigger to show off the redness.
More red.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
right?
but more material.
Yeah, right. More red material. Be proud of the Aja that you come from.
That's right.
Right.
But Elida is going to ask for news from the harbors. And we get an update on how Egwene's secret Quendiar mission went. This is what you alluded to before.
Yes.
It went pretty well.
It went pretty good. Like, from the rebel standpoint, it went better than maybe we thought originally.
Right.
Like, I don't know if we left that, like, the book ending thinking, oh, it worked.
Right.
What they planned kind of worked mostly.
Right.
And here we do get that it did kind of work mostly.
Right. And I want to talk about Tarna and the stole thing just like quickly.
Oh, more. Okay.
No. Just jumping back.
Okay.
That I forgot to do the thing where I say last time with Elida.
Oh, yeah.
She was telling Alviarin.
Yeah.
That she's not the keeper anymore.
She's not the keeper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so that whole thing went down.
We got a Tarna perspective where it was Tarna being asked that she had to become the new keeper, but she didn't necessarily want to, but she kind of had to.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
But anyways, back to
the mission, the chain, yeah. Because it's unbreakable now. That's basically it. Everything's super slowed down.
More specifically, okay, so South Harbor is the only one that has any hope of remaining functional without massive repairs. So that was the Lyanna one. So the Egwene one, she did a super good job, and the Lyanna one, it's moderately functional.
Right.
And maybe they can save it.
Now, I've been thinking a little bit, like maybe I missed something.
Sure.
If Lyanna had inverted her weaves, how did they catch her? Just because they knew she was coming? Because they were betrayed?
Yeah, so they saw it turning into Quendiar, and then I guess they, searched around. And
right, because I was like,
spotters.
If Egwene had tried to do both of them, because she's like super quick.
Yeah.
Would she have like got away before they even noticed and had both of them done?
Possibly.
Like, I know that we like ragged on her for going and doing this herself, but she clearly was the best choice to do this.
She was the best. She just didn't do any other prep work and like didn't have a very good plan going in. Yeah. And it's like the spur of the moment changing of the plan. Yeah. It's not very good. Mm-hmm. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well.
But yeah, the amount of time that it would take her to get from North Harbor to South Harbor, like that's less likely that she could have gotten both. So.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough to say. But anyways, back to it. So now Tarna says that only the shallowest river ships can even get anywhere near, and the other ones are taking turns like tying up to the Quendiar chain and then offloading onto barges on the other side to bring stuff in. Yeah, that's
why everything's like super slow.
Super slowed down. So it was very effective, and they can really only go in through the one harbor from what it seems right now. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, but Elida is going to think about how she's thankful that the rebels haven't attacked yet because she also wants to avoid a fight.
Yeah, that's good, right? Like, it's good that, for different reasons.
Well, she wants Gareth Bryn to be her new commander.
Yeah, the reasons why she wants to avoid is, like, completely different, because she doesn't want the rebel army to die because she wants them, and she's already acting and feeling as if Gareth Bryn is already her new general who's going to replace her current stupid general.
Which is
I guess.
interesting because the amount of time Elida spent in Camelin, in the palace, she must know Gareth Bryn pretty well.
But
I'd
like
say.
zero relationship built.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
So.
But she still knows he's a good general and would like him.
Yeah, I mean, he's
better than the guy who's doing it now.
He's a great captain. Like, Gareth Bryn is a great captain.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 4 of them left, so...
Right. Yeah. And she also thinks as the rebel Aes Sedai as her Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Except for those damn blues.
Right, they can't come back.
They can fuck right off for all she cares.
Yeah, but the rest of them... And the rest can come back, but as long as they, like, I don't know, apologize and prostrate themselves in front of her.
Just acknowledge.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's all I want.
So, yeah, she's delusional.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Okay, now, the next important bit of business. Why are the streets so dirty?
Which is actually funny.
I know.
Because Egwene was like, that's why Elida should be deposed, is because the streets, how could you let the streets get this dirty? And now we find out it's not even Elida's fault. She's trying. She ordered them.
But no one will do it. You know why?
Ghosts.
Ghosts are in the streets.
Ghost garbage. Garbage ghosts.
No, neither of those
People
things.
are afraid of ghosts in the streets.
Afraid of the
so
ghosts.
they don't want to
that
go
are
clean
in
the garbage. Because ghosts.
Oh, gosh.
Is there ghosts in your garbage?
No, they're just in the street scaring you. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I just don't want to go out there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let the garbage pile up. I don't want to clean it up.
That's right.
Okay, but this is where we're going to get Elida's thoughts on everything she studied about the last battle.
Yeah, she's doing research apparently, which I gotta give her credit for doing research. Like, minimum expectation of the Amyrlin to know kinda about the last battle, considering we're coming up on it.
Oh yeah, but this has been Elida's mission. This has been her entire life's purpose.
Yeah.
For as long as she's been in Aes Sedai.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. So her entire thing about wanting to win the last battle, it makes sense that she knows everything about it, or everything she could know about it.
Yeah, and she's still studying more stuff now, too.
Right, because, seeing the dead walking is the first sign of a thinning of reality as the Dark One gains strength, and there will be worse things before long.
Yeah.
So, all of these ghost sightings is the thinning of the veil, meaning that the Dark One is gaining power and the last battle is coming.
Yeah.
So I'm here for that.
Yeah, so
okay, hold on. I'm not here for the veil thinning and the Dark One.
That's why we're reading this book.
But I'm here for it.
Yeah. So just as like a note to kind of understand or just keep in the back of your head. So with the whole Dark One and the thin veil, I like to point out that the boar and like Shale Ghul is where the veil is the thinnest.
That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what we've heard before. And then we get these things like the bubbles of evil popping up across the pattern because, again, as the veil thins between whatever you want to call it, the bubbles can pop out more and more and more. Right? And now we have the Dark One who is like Lord of the Dead and, however else you want to call that. We have the ghosts coming back because, again, the veil is thinning. So you do get to kind of see this throughout the books. The bubbles of evil pop up more. Weird stuff happens. Worse stuff is going to happen. So we got to be on guard now. Okay.
But we are going to get some recap about Elida's personal mission and why she has it.
Yeah.
Because she had a foretelling about how the Royal House of Andor is the key to winning the last battle.
Yeah.
And this, when we learned this, I think it was like book 4, maybe 3. And I was like, this Elida, she's misunderstood. Everything that she's doing is for her own cause. And it's not even selfish. It's not a selfish cause in any way, I think. Like, there is the aspect of I'm going to be Amyrlin and, she really loves the power and she's building these things that are wildly unnecessary. And there's lots of, abolishing the blue just because.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's to win the last battle for the light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just the selfish part that I just want to pump the brakes on. Just for the sole fact that if it was really a very unselfish mission, the best way you could probably help the Andoran line is tell, like, the Amyrlin the time.
No, wrong.
She personally attached herself to the Andoran line because she wants to be the one to be there.
Well, it's how she interpreted her own foretelling.
Yeah, but it's like you get the foretelling and you're like, I need to be the one to help the Andoran noble line.
Maybe she does see it that way because she's the one who had the foretelling.
Yeah, selfish.
I don't know if that's the word, actually.
You're back on the defending Elida bus.
No.
What is happening? I thought we got off that bus a long time ago.
No.
Oh, we never left it. Oh, no.
I'm not on the Elida bus.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
No. I'm just saying. I understand her motives, you know?
Yeah.
She sucks.
You don't try and spin it now.
Okay, whatever. But she's like, I'm going to have Elida back in my hand soon.
It's like, are you, though? Because how and what?
Yeah, and also get the rats out of here.
Right. How many of those are like spies for the Dark One?
All of them.
I don't know. Probably all of them.
Yeah. Check the wards.
Yes.
Even though they can't be broken.
Right.
Check them.
Shoot.
Check them again. All right, now we're going to get interrupted by a knock at the door because two brown sisters have brought a woman here because she was just wandering around the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, what are you doing? Turns out she's looking to petition the Amyrlin seat.
That's a thing that used to happen a lot.
That's right.
Yep.
And Tarna's like, well, get her out of here.
Yeah.
The Amyrlin's busy and doesn't give a shit.
Yes, yeah. And again, so in my mind, me still being on the whole, Baeon's gonna do some super secret spy assassination attempt. I'm like, yes! Yeah, let's get in here. Get in the room.
No.
No.
No. And that's funny because from my first reader perspective, at this point, I was like, yeah, get her in here.
I'm also like super gullible when it comes to anything like this. Like I bite so hard on things.
That's funny.
I just go with it.
Yeah.
Because I want to see that happen.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I thought maybe we'd have something, but at the same time, when we find out what's happened, I wasn't even remotely surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, checks out.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense that Elida sent a informant in.
Yep.
That actually checks out.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
It's like weird that we didn't talk about it before, and if we did, I don't remember it.
We did because the rebel camp talked about it too.
Oh.
They're like, oh, there's probably spies from the tower
Yeah,
here.
okay.
And they didn't do anything about that.
Right, because like, what are they supposed to do?
What do you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do what the White Tower did and find them.
Well, the White Tower only found them.
They found them accidentally. I know.
They found like 2 of them.
No, they know all of them.
Oh.
They know all the...
Was it because of the Oath Rod?
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
That's different.
And then, so, okay, let's get
No, okay.
Let's get to it, because I'll add some context.
Okay.
But anyways, that's fine.
Okay, anyway, so Elida's like,
hey, she looks familiar.
No. First, she's like, send her in so she can see how glorious the Amyrlin seat is.
I might
grant her whatever she asks for, just so that she can spread the word of my generosity.
People aren't coming to see me anymore.
And then she puts a smile on her face that she hopes is convincing. And I'm like, oh my god.
It's not.
It's like a grimace. Just
because you're showing your teeth doesn't mean it's a smile.
You know, like when a toddler smiles?
Yeah. The worst. The worst smiles.
No. Okay, so the woman comes in and Elida's like, yeah, oh, she kind of looks familiar.
Yeah, it's because it looks like Baeon mostly.
Uh-huh. And then suddenly it's Baeon, and then Tarna immediately shields her.
Well, okay, she does the very cryptic, I let them believe I was a petitioner so I could get to you, mother.
Oh, and then suddenly it's Baeon.
Yeah, she drops the illusion.
Right, but then Tarna immediately shields her, but then Elida just like puts her fists on her hips.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, come on.
Baeon.
No. You.
And then Baeon launches into this huge explanation. And the short version of this story is that she's a traitor to the rebels.
Yeah, like she's a tower loyalist.
Yeah. She's still loyal to Elida. She tried really hard to do things. She even became part of the ruling council.
Oh, yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Because Baeon's like pumping her own tires, saying, I did all these things. You send me.
And then I tried to get them to not do things. And then they did it.
Yeah, because she's like, well, I was part of the original crew that was running Saladar, but then they made their own hall, and then like I wasn't a part of that, so I couldn't do anything. And so, yeah, you're kind of useless from that point. So that's why I said, were there hints that Baeon was a traitor? Like, maybe, but she didn't really do much.
Yeah.
Even when she's saying what she did here.
Even when I was reading it, it feels a little like an afterthought. Because I was like, I wonder if there were breadcrumbs and sprinklings and stuff. Or if this was like a Robert Jordan being like, somebody from the rebel camp probably should...
Which one
have
hasn't
infiltrated? This one.
Yeah. Well, and she kind of, like, Bannon tries to take credit here that she's like, oh, I made them sit and do nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, did you, though? you did all that yourself?
Did that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, Bannon.
Yeah, and then she's going to compliment Elida. Smart move not to put Egwene on trial since she's so smart and good for the tower.
Yeah.
And Elida is angry.
Yeah, because, well, Bannon didn't do what she wanted her to do.
Yeah.
Really.
And she's like, how the heck do you know that Egwene is not being tried? Or that she's even alive?
Right.
How do you know?
How do you know
all
that?
that?
That's supposed to be secret. Oh, no.
And then
okay.
Baeon's like, bad news.
Gotta back it up here.
Bad news on that front.
So Tel'aran'rhiod is a thing, number
Right.
1. Number 2, we can go there. Number 3,
We have
Egwene can go.
Terangriel
Number
who
4,
can
we
go
have Terangriel, so we can all go there.
Well, let's back it up. Look, okay.
Yeah.
Let me catch you up to speed here, Elida.
You know what a Terangriel is?
Yeah.
It's a thing that you use.
You know, the dream world?
Yeah. It's real.
It's real.
Because Elida's also like, oh, that basically, it's a legend.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know about that.
Right.
And now Egwene can go there without a Terangriel all the time. So
yeah, and we have a bunch of dream Terangriels, but like
I couldn't get any.
I don't
She's
have
so
one.
useless.
Yeah, I don't even have one of them. Like you couldn't get one. Like even Swan, who's not allowed to have one, has one.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. She's a negotiator, okay? She's not a thief.
But it turns out Egwene told Swan in her dreams that she's still prisoner, but wouldn't say where she's being held. And now I thought this was interesting because my first thought was, does Elida even know that Swan is like with the rebel group?
Yeah.
Currently?
I mean, it's hard to say.
Because that
is
a whole thing.
Yeah. I like the fact that Tarna makes the comment like, hey, maybe Egwene is a dreamer and we should take that warning about the Shanshan attack seriously if she's actually a dreamer.
No,
they're far away and we don't have to worry about them unless they get traveling.
Yeah.
God.
And I mean,
Come on.
The second that they discover it,
The second that the Shanshan either discover it or they capture an Aes Sedai who knows it, or the Forsaken are like, hey, here's traveling, then every Shanshan knows how to travel.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I know that.
I know that. They don't know that.
They suck.
Come on.
But they don't know so many other things also.
Just like the whole... It's frustrating.
Yeah, because they believe they have all the knowledge. So if you believe you already have all the knowledge that exists, it's really hard for you to imagine other knowledge that might exist.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
All other knowledge does exist, and everybody else kind of knows it.
That's why I don't try to learn anything ever, so I always know there's so much knowledge out there.
I am very impressed, though, I have to say. No, that's fine.
Adelaide?
That's good. No, that's good. I was just ignoring you.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about my next thought about how I'm pretty impressed. There's a lot of very shocking news that comes out of this interaction. Yeah. And nobody faints.
That's true.
Nobody even remotely gets lightheaded or has to sit down.
Well, it'd be like Elida or Tarna, and they're just so stubborn and hard-headed.
No, but I'm saying.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm happy that nobody faints here.
I like it.
We get some shocking news, and we stay conscious.
We do.
It's great.
Yeah, so news is spilled. Basically, everything that Baeon knows, everything the rebels know that the tower didn't know, now Elida knows everything.
Yes.
Yeah. But...
Okay, now Elida's a little bit stunned about Egwene forbidding a rescue attempt.
Yeah.
She's like, what could that mean?
Yeah, a little bit interesting. And Elida's also
wondering how to keep Egwene out of Tel'aran'rhiod.
So she says, like, hey, if we give her more forkroot, is that going to keep her out of Tel'aran'rhiod? And then Tarna's kind of like, well,
yeah, probably, but it'll knock her on her ass and she won't be able to do anything
she'll be like
ever.
Non-functional, and we want her to be like a novice again. Like, do we have to do novice lessons again? Like, what are we doing here?
Probably.
Or are we just parading Egwene around?
Right, in a novice way.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are we actually, like, doing...
I'm sure we're doing novice stuff.
We're
trying.
Fucking little light bulb?
I know.
Like, what are we doing here?
I know. And at this point, though, honestly, Elida, just keep her fucking fork rooted.
Yeah, just like dose her.
You're Elida.
Keep her shielded.
Point, keep her shielded. Keep her knocked the fuck out until you can, especially with this knowledge, right?
Oh, yeah. Considering it's like, don't.
It's an immediate threat to you and your position.
Yeah. It
gives all the rebels a wild upper hand to have their Amyrlin in the tower currently.
Yeah.
So
here,
with this knowledge, knock her the fuck out until you can figure out what to do.
Here's a question I have for you, because this is going to be pretty pertinent, because last chapter we found that Egwene wants to host tonight a meeting in Tel'aran'rhiod for the Hall of the Tower in the Dream Hall of the Tower to talk to all the rebels.
That's right.
And now we have Elida learning, like, hey, she can go into Tel'aran'rhiod. Should I fork her the crap out of her so she can't go?
Right.
So is Egwene gonna show up to this meeting she called tonight?
Yeah.
Elida's not doing anything about her going into Tel'aran'rhiod?
No. So the thing is, I thought that... okay.
Yeah. That's the tricky part.
I thought that the meeting had, like, already happened.
No, the meeting is supposed to happen tonight, and Elida's finding out right now. So either Elida is going to do something to prevent Egwene from going into Tel'aran'rhiod, so the meeting doesn't happen, with Egwene there at least. Like, the hall might still meet.
Well, like, what are they going to do? Keep her awake all night?
Or fork with the crap out of her?
I don't think they're going to fork with the crap out of her.
They're just going to let her...
No, they specifically are like, we can't fork with the crap out of her.
Well, just because she'll be down the next day. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know, but they specifically say, we can't do that.
Okay. All right.
They veto that right away. They're like, oh, no, there's no way to do that unless you want her knocked out forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they basically say, okay, well, I guess we can't do that. At least that's the vibe I got.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's until she...
I think she should, but I don't think she's going to.
Okay, so meeting is still on, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, at this point, I thought it already kind of happened.
No, it hasn't happened yet. It's tonight. This is the next time we're all going to go to sleep is when the meeting is supposed to be happening.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Elida's annoyed and asks Baeon if she brought back anything useful to save her from her miserable failure.
Right, because she
sucked. Like, all of this information. It's
like, useless. Don't hate it.
Okay. Well, then Baeon is like, yeah, I got lots of secrets. Watch this. It's called traveling.
No. I hate that so much, too.
Whatever. At some point, everyone was going to know.
No, but, like, come on.
It's fine. We're not actually using it for anything meaningful anyway.
Not yet, but this is...
I don't believe that Elida's...
It's been 30 seconds.
Nah, she's not going to, though. Because how long has Egwene known traveling, and have they used it in... I mean, other than getting to Tervail and
yeah,
sneakily.
They haven't actually, like, done
I mean,
anything.
they moved an army
sneakily
and shit once.
You could have kidnapped Elida at any moment.
Literally once.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have done a lot of fucking things.
Yeah.
You've done nothing.
Tons of stuff. Yep.
Yeah, you could have been infiltrating, could have been zipping in and out, whatever. Like, yeah, it would have been dangerous, but...
Walk into Elida's office and take her.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
Through a gateway.
Through a gateway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like, leave the door open, go in, shield her, scoop her up, leave with her.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved, guys. We did it.
Yeah, seriously.
Hooray.
You could have done a lot of things. So do I believe that Elida's going to do some really great things? No.
Okay.
She's just going to have this knowledge and then not tell anybody about it.
Right, because that is kind of like the next direction
That is where we are here.
Okay.
So Elida's like, you will not teach these things to anyone without my permission because it is so secret. It's mine.
Yeah, can't.
Can't have it.
Yeah.
Now, Baeon is like, but why? And Elida's like, well, I'm the one to decide who's reliable enough to be taught.
Yeah, we gotta trust them.
Yeah. And then Baeon has to give her oath that she will not teach anybody anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's always, workarounds for that kind of stuff, but...
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a... So, Baeon hesitates,
but you know what's funny? Her oath is that she won't teach anyone without permission of the Amyrlin seat.
Yeah, not Elida.
And it's like, what if she decides that Egwene is the Amyrlin seat
technically
now?
Also an Amyrlin seat.
Yeah.
Aren't we really all our own Amyrlin seats? At the heart of it?
No. Nope. No,
okay.
You're not.
Okay.
Right. So, Baeon does have a little bit more news to share, and she tells Elida that 10 sisters were sent to the tower to spread rumors about the Red Aja and Loghain, and gives all the names.
Yeah.
So these are the ferrets.
Yes. Okay.
That a bunch of the sitters know about, and the Black Aja hunters
Black Aja hunters
know about them.
Yeah.
but Elida doesn't?
Yes.
Because Elida was like, oh my god, this is the worst news I ever heard ever!
Yeah, so what happened was Yukiri and the Black Aja hunters found out all the ferrets, but then decided that they wanted to use the rebels in their hunt for the Black Aja because they were like people who were sworn to obey them. And if they told Elida, then they would lose like 10 sisters who are basically under their control.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that now Elida thinks, oh, well, that's why Maidani has been wanting to like rekindle this relationship. So
I remember that.
Back in the Crossroads prologue, we had Elida thinking like, oh, like, why does Maidani want to be friends again? And all that stuff. And she thinks it's kind of weird because they haven't talked for a long time. But in reality, Maidani tried to make the relationship with Elida happen for a while. It didn't work, but then, because she kept getting put off by Alviarin, who, Black Aja, right? And then Yukiri and the Black Aja hunters said, okay, Maidani, make it happen. And Maidani was like, well, I've tried. And they're like, do it anyways.
Right.
So, but that really hasn't become anything clearly. Yeah. But now, it looks like there's going to be like this farcical relationship. It's good.
Well, and honestly, this is my favorite part where Elida's like genuinely super duper shocked that the rebels would do anything like this.
It's like, did. That's what Baeon and you did.
The fact that you didn't think I'm doing this, they might do this is just so beyond.
Yeah.
You know?
And, like, I understand why you don't want to use certain technologies and weaves like that, because as soon as you use it against your enemy, now your enemy has it. Right? And that's kind of like an
What weaves? What are you talking about?
So using things like, once you reveal you have a certain thing, like the rebel spies, like, if you have it, you should assume that as soon as you're using it, your enemy has. Like, you should always you should always assume your enemy has the same stuff you have. Mm-hmm. If not better.
Information. Yeah.
Like, you should, but...
Yeah,
clearly
she's like, I can't believe it. I never once even crossed my mind that they would ever have
like,
anything.
Why? Why did you never...
Yeah, clearly you had the same thing.
Yeah.
And was it just one? That's it? We only had Baeon in?
Well, we don't really know that.
I mean, I would have thought there was more.
Well, Elida thinks like she specifically chose Baeon in because she has like a love for the law and she's a real stickler or something like that.
And it's like what the fuck? Yeah, like whatever.
So.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. Oh, and also, so Tarna got dismissed, but Tarna's going to be allowed to learn all these weaves too.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Because, that's how it ends.
Yes. And also with Baeon teaching Elida everything.
Yeah, because she's like, show me everything. So
right.
I guess Elida now knows all the cool weaves.
Sure, but it doesn't even matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't feel like it matters. It doesn't feel like she's going to use them effectively.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't know. I'm here for it.
Okay.
Whatever. Let's make this more interesting.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm excited to read on.
One chapter.
One chapter. I know.
It's a short one, but it's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Why just one?
Because the next 2 episodes are both double chapters.
After that,
yeah. So 4, 5 are together. 6, 7 are together.
Okay. All right. And it's a crunch time getting to...
Is it crunch time? It's
summertime a little bit. No, just in our
us.
lives.
Oh, yeah,
we got a lot going on. Like, when do we not have a lot going on? Except that it feels like...
Yeah.
We got a lot going on.
So one chapter is going to work.
Okay. Got it. And you know what's exciting? By the time this episode comes out, I will be officially done my master's program.
Holy moly.
So that's not a thing I can say anymore.
Yeah.
Less busy, hopefully.
All right.
How about that?
Well, I don't want to say congratulations yet because...
Oh, no. But by the time this comes out...
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. Well, now, before you go and brush your hair 100 times, hoping to make it nice and shiny, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Well, that's it for us for now. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted, edited, and produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, KoD Feltz, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Charlie Haz, Adam, Hannah Green, Marta Thier, Michelle Forbes, MKM, and Antoine Benoit. With music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you're interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon-exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really makes a huge difference in helping other people find us. So, be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening because this really is part of the pattern now.